the older she got, I said, Mommy, why don't you stay here? I'm an only child. My father died when I was 1 year old, so I never really had a father. What happened to her before I was born, she did have a little daughter before me. Swimming
with
jumping,
a broken arm.
doing everything.
See?
2000.
Real mermaid can't swim with broken hand.
So I went to the board, and what I saw was they would have dumped it up with dirt and build a road right there.
Hey my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Mel and we are here with mommy. So I already know say it's another story time with mommy. So without further ado, mommy, go ahead.
Disclaimer: the stories that I'm going to tell in this series are my experience, my truth, and my point of view over the past 38 years that I have been in Jamaica, and it's in no way intended to slander any person, the culture of Jamaica, or the island as a whole. Okay. Hi Mel's lovelies. Today's story time is basically will lead to another huge, how to say it, catastrophe in our lives. But we won't reach quite there as yet because things start to kind of accumulate, going worse. Right now we are in the year 2000. New Year's had been interesting, New Year's Eve, because at that time we did have a big yacht in the Marina. And the whole crew and we were standing outside by our gate and watching the New Year's festivities, like all the church groups marching by and singing and dancing, and everybody was happy. 2000, yeah! And everybody was kind of a little bit afraid because remember there was all these saying what would happen New Year's of the year 2000, things would break down and the whole system would break down and we would get some, the Mayas said that the world would kind of disintegrate. So people were kind of half and half. It's like, oh my god, we are in 2000, then again, I hope nothing is going to happen. So that evening was very, very interesting. Basically our business was still going down and down and down more because we got less and less boats, as I mentioned one point in time. And at that time Yosha had come back from Germany from his civil service, had built his little room beside the bathroom, as I was saying. The family was basically running the business on our own. Barely had staff left. And so the year 2000 wasn't all that for us, really, financially or otherwise. And then things like my mother, my dear mommy, she always used to come every year. She would come like in the beginning of January and stay until end of March every year. And she had a little room somewhere she would rent because when the houseboat sank, of course, we wouldn't really have space for her anymore she would even stay sometime on the houseboat when we still had it. And that was our firm routine. Mommy would come beginning of the year, stay until end of March, and then go back home. And the older she got, I said, Mommy, why don't you stay here? I'm an only child. My father died when I was 1 year old, so I never really had a father. And she would be all by her lonesome in Germany, basically. Yes, she had a few friends and some stuff to do, but her health was not all that neither. Because what happened to her before I was born, she did have a little daughter before me. And it was just after the war. And that little girl was like 1.5 years old when she swallowed a like an orange seed. And when she swallowed it didn't go in her stomach, it went in her airways. And the airways got infected. Now, shortly after the war, they did not have any antibiotics. Antibiotics actually came on the market about in the years 46 to 50. Before that, they didn't have any antibiotics. Did you know that? They did have none. So that little girl got that infection and died.
When was she born?
I think she was born in 40. I don't even know. Must have been 47 or so. Well, I don't really know. I know it's shortly after the war was finished. The war finished in 45. So either 46 or 47 that time.
Okay.
And like I said, no antibiotics. She got that infection and she died. And what happened to my mother, I found out much later. She was so shocked by this that she developed respiratory problems herself right after that. And then she even went to a psychiatrist at the time, and he tried to help her, and apparently he got her more or less out of it until she got older. I mean, then she had me and was very much protective of me, which I never understood until I heard that whole story and could put it into perspective. And when I was in my 20s, she started to have breathing problems again, which at that time I never put it together with the former story. So I just took it as granted. Well, my mommy, she used to smoke heavily. I mean heavy. I am a passive smoker from I was a small child. I mean our room ceilings and stuff were brown after some time. That's how heavy she was smoking. So I'm lucky that my lungs, maybe that's why I never personally started to smoke. Because I had that example in front of me, probably. And I said, not doing that one. So basically, so she started to get these respiratory problems. Otherwise, she was healthy. And of course, she could travel and stuff. But throughout the years, it became worse. So actually, when she was in Jamaica, she actually was always much healthier because, of course, with the fresh air here, the sea breeze, and the entire climate here, that was doing her the world of good. So I kind of figured, why don't we bring mommy to Jamaica and she stay with us? Because seeing that she don't have nobody, no family in Germany or nothing. And she would just stay here and we could take care of her and she would feel better.
Because she was a single child too, right? For her mom?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she didn't have any siblings or
no,
anything.
No siblings, no nothing, no family. And so, but mommy was, I guess I got my stubbornness from her. Was pretty stubborn in that point because she decided she loved her apartment. She felt comfortable in her apartment in Germany, you know, and of course she had her pension money. She didn't have anything to worry about, but there's a big but. When she was in Germany, apart from seeing some friends once in a while, she was all by herself later in life. I mean, for a while she had a partner, but then they decided to split after 20 years or something. So after that, she was by herself. And you know, at that time, no cellular phones, no nothing. So, and calling Germany would be very expensive. And you needed this ICAS number, and I mean, it was really complicated. But still, I make sure that at least once a week I would call her. And then she would be on the phone. Oh, you know, you're the first person I've been talking to for this entire week. And I was like, whoa, I couldn't even imagine something like that. Me being in the full life with Marina and children and this and that. I would say, oh, I wish I don't have nobody to talk to for a while. But for her, it was like a whole week not talking to anybody. And it made me feel so lousy. And I really said, no, we have to bring her over. So the last time she came was, I think in the year 2000 then. She had her 72nd birthday. Actually, at that time, she got a little thing. I had a drumming group practicing in the Marina all the time. Philip's group. And they came one evening. I think it was around her birthday. I think one day after her birthday or something. So they sat down. Can you imagine? They were sitting there and drumming and chanting and singing, and then said like, chanting to my mother and saying, oh, you know, and happy birthday to you. And now for every year of her life, they did a drumming stuff. Like a shot, like boom, another one, boom. 72 times, you know, I mean, we all counted, they did it right. And mommy was sitting there and she was kind of really almost blushing, you know, it was so cute. She really enjoyed that one. But as I was saying, her health was not all that. So when she left that year in 2000 and went back to Germany, every time I called her, and I'm feeling so bad, and I have to take these medications and doing that, and then this thing, I haven't been talking to nobody for so long, and so it was really troubling me. But then again, what was I supposed to do? Because my life was in Jamaica. I had my business there, my family there. I couldn't just get up and leave, and she was, at that point in time, she was not able to travel. Because I said, please, come over, we will take care of you, don't worry yourself. Yeah, but I'm so weak and I cannot manage, and basically by that time, for about 5 or 6 years or even longer, she had this oxygen machine beside her, and she would just sit in a chair in the living room watching TV and having her oxygen the whole time. It was not one of these carrying things. It was you could not move it really. Yeah, it was just on her side. And she was using that very frequently. And once in a while she had stopped smoking, and then she started smoking again, and I said, Mommy, you can't breathe as it is, so why are you doing this? You know, please. And then she stopped again, and she would start again. And then, you know what she did? She did hide her cigarette pack in a cupboard. So she would have to get up and walk there and open the cupboard and get out the cigarette, put back the pack and sit down back in order to smoke. Now, for her getting up and walking, there was an ordeal at the time already. Because if you can't breathe, you know, it is a hard thing. So you can imagine, for her, it was kind of a way to try to control her smoking, because if the pack had been laying on the table, she would have smoked it away.
Chain smoking.
Exactly. So now, this time at least, there would be some longer breaks between. And all these things were happening, and like I said, I was very worried about my mommy, but I didn't have any solution at the time what to do and how to do anything. And seeing that our business was running so well, I had the 4 children. I mean, I couldn't pack up my 4 children and go to Germany. I could not really leave Jamaica by myself, neither at that point in time. She wasn't able to come over, so what to do? Well, anyhow, at that point in time, we just left it as it was, because we didn't find any solution. When did you break your arm? Was it before we go to Germany or after?
I think before.
Before, huh? So that's why I wanted to talk about this too, because I mean, then some other things happen. Is like this young lady here. Well, she was a climber, you know, and the Marina had these wooden rails, and she would climb all over the place and run and jump, and I mean, she had a good time in the Marina. But now one day I was actually sitting not too far with some guests, and we were talking when the girl come and climb again on the rail. So I don't pay her no mind, because she does that every minute. And I heard suddenly hear a boof. Well,
was it the rail or
it
was
was
it the
a rail.
hammock?
No, it was a rail. You were on the rail.
Oh.
So I hear a boof, and girly here dropped and fell on her. Which hand was it again? This one? Like I think she tried
My
to.
right arm.
Yeah, I think she tried to hold up and
Brace myself.
brace herself exactly. And then, of course, she was bawling at first, and then I looked at it and said, I'm not sure, but that could be broken, you know. And we had this doctor friend.
You weren't. We thought it was just sprained, cause yes, it got swollen and stuff, but we just thought it was sprained. We didn't think it was broken.
I wasn't sure.
We left it a very long
No,
time.
wait, do you forget part of the story? We had not Danny, you know, we had a doctor friend who had his boat in the Marina. And he had an office in Port Antonio, and he always passed by to have a drink and stuff too. So when he came, I think he was there the same evening, I said, can you please look at her arm, because she dropped and it hurt her. So he kind of examined it and pressed it a bit and stuff like that, and said, no, it's not broken. That is why we never really followed up on it, because he said it is not broken.
So him just come and touch you and say,
and look at it and say, move this, move that, and you could move. You could do everything. And then she said, no, then it doesn't seem to be broken.
Okay.
So fine, then we just said, oh, okay, it's sprained, so she will get over it. Then, for days now, I mean, she did everything normally, went to school, of course, still taking care of her arm because it would hurt.
Did you wrap something around it at least?
I'm not even sure what we did. I
can't remember.
I don't think we did anything, because he said, oh, it's just sprained and it will heal by itself. You know? So anyhow, the following, it was about a week after, and at that time we always used to go to Dragon Bay Hotel to the swimming pool, because for some reason the sea had lost its whatever, how you call it, when something loses its not interest, but it wasn't as sparkling anymore as it used to be. A swimming pool was it, you know?
Inviting anymore.
Exactly, a swimming pool. Which Dragon Bay Hotel, of course, we had the sea and the pool. So
yeah.
And at that point in time, we had free entry and could go there anytime we wanted. So that was on a Sunday, and we went there. And this girl all went swimming with her arm, you know, she like jump and swim and do everything in between, like ouch, 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 ouch. And I said, okay, well, this is not quite normal. And then another doctor friend.
Did I say ouch?
Sometimes you would like, but not, I mean, she was crying or going on in any way, but it's like, oh, I feel it. So we had another doctor friend, another German doctor friend actually, and we met her at Dragon Bay at that day. And seeing that she was still going on with her arm, I asked her, I said, can you please have a look again at it? And she just did the same thing like the other doctor, but she said, no man, that thing is broken. She has a clean break there. And I was like, oh my God. And this girl was running around more than a week with a broken arm.
Swimming with
jumping,
a broken arm.
doing everything, and it was her right hand. And she is right-handed, so
yes.
You can must imagine. Of course, she tried to use her left hand more. So, and that German doctor, she was so kind. When we left the Dragon Bay and went back to the Marina, she came in shortly after and with everything she needed and cast her arm. So she got a cast over a week after it was broken. Luckily, it was a clean break. Luckily, nothing was displaced and it healed very good. But she went through, and like I say, you would never believe she had anything broken. That is why I never really took it serious neither, you know, because it's like, yeah, a sprain hurts a bit, but broken? And then the next day she had a cast on already. We went to the hospital and did our x-ray after all, And it turned out it was really broken, but luckily nothing was displaced, so it could just stay as it was and heal in peace now. So that was one more of the things happened in 2000.
Real mermaid can't swim with broken hand.
Exactly.
Ain't nothing stopping me from swimming, yeah?
Sure.
But what I remember from it being broken and stuff, I was going to school, I was going to primary school. And I was right-handed. So when I was in class, you know, taking notes and doing the work, the classwork and stuff like that, I couldn't write with my left hand because I was right-handed.
Yeah, but you were very small at the time. You were just 6 years old, you know.
Yeah, but we still were doing stuff in the classroom, mommy. That's what you do at school.
And
nothing but writing.
Teacher kind of scolded you or something?
No. I was able to sit in class and not write down anything. So I think, who was it? It was somebody else ended up taking notes for me because I couldn't do anything, or basically the work that needed to be done, they would sit beside me and I would say, like, they would ask me what should go there and I would say the answer, but
I didn't even know I
couldn't write or anything because, you know, I was right-handed and I have this cast and I was little, so you know, say as a little child with handwriting not good already. Imagine with a stiff cast and you trying to write. No, that wasn't working at all.
Yeah, and what else happened to Melody too at that time was she developed a severe reaction towards mosquito bites.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she would get like how you call it? Rashes all over her body.
Like I would get one single mosquito bite and then all over I have these fine bumps.
And it was really because at first we wouldn't understand, because like, how come she has this rash? And then of course some people with bad mouth, they kind of spread the rumor that she had scabies. And although the rash she had did not look nothing like scabies. Right? So I get a call one day from the school. She had just a fresh mosquito bite and had the rash again, and oh, you have to bring home your daughter because she has scabies, and we can't have her in school because scabies is contagious.
What is scabies again?
Scabies, Katze.
Oh.
It's contagious and we cannot have her here, and please pick her up. So I went and picked her up, but I told the teacher right away, this is not scabies. It doesn't look like it. I examine it or let it be examined. It is definitely not scabies. It's something else. So what am I supposed to do? Keep her out of school now forever? Because she has some form of allergies? And at that point in time we didn't know it was mosquito. I have to add that. We didn't even suspect it, because all the years before everybody always got bitten by mosquitoes, of course. And nobody of us ever developed anything like that, and it just started with her. But later on, that will be probably in the next story time, we will understand what did happen at the time. So
I don't even know what I'm talking about right now, but yeah.
No, but well, nothing mysterious really, or nothing too much, but just the point. So the year went on, and then towards like autumn or something, somebody called me and said, Sabina, you have to go to the library. They have this public meeting there, and apparently they are going to build a road in Port Antonio on the sea. And I said, build a road on the sea, huh? What's that all about? So of course I went. And there was this big board and with plans on it and everything, and things designed. And so I went to the board, and what I saw was our original Port Antonio, the bay where my Marina was in. And then the next design you saw was that bay would have gotten smaller, because they would have dumped it up with dirt and build a road right there, which, as it turned out, would swallow my Marina. I mean, the road would practically go right where we were.
Yeah, it was going along the coastline
Yeah.
of the bay, basically.
And
everything that was there would be swallowed by
Gone.
the road, gone.
I mean, and there was the dock from the Navy Island that would be affected there, and my marina, because we were the only two places that had something on the water.
Mm-hmm.
So those two would be gone, and I looked at it and then saw on the last plan now where everything was designed, they would build a new marina on the side, a big marina. They would do a whole lot of stuff, and I said, but wait, what happened to me?
Yeah.
You know,
Like, don't I exist?
I'm here now, and suddenly I'm not here. But then what I saw on the last plan, where the new road border was, they had a little spot there, and it was written Huntress Marina, like they were going to rebuild it for me. And of course I went right away and asked him. I said, look here, when I see this plan, my marina is gone, and I see that over there. So what really is the plan here? And he said, oh, don't worry yourself. Yes, with the road go over your marina, but we will replace it on the other side of the road. And it was a plan from the Port Authority of Jamaica. And so they assured me I would get back my marina, basically. And I said, whoa, well, I get a new marina built? That's not bad, you know? And then they came and, yeah, but it will take about a year to construct. And I should sit down and give them an estimate of how much earnings I would lose throughout that year, because of course my marina will be gone and not rebuilt at the time. And then they would reimburse me for that year. And I said, oh, that's a nice offer. I mean, I can live with that. So I wasn't worried too much at the time. Sat down and we made an estimate, and you see me, I'm too damn honest. I'm really too honest. I did not put any big money on it. I did not say, oh, this is it, we would lose. I actually sat down and calculated pretty accurately how much we would lose, you know, and then seeing that we would have to live somewhere in the meantime too. And so I added that up, of course, but basically it was a very moderate amount of money that we calculated, because we said, well, we want to be fair, you know, you give us the money for the year and then you build back our marina, then I want to be fair. Well, little did I know what would happen after, and I'm not going to tell you this time, because that will come next time. Definitely. We have one more story and you will hear next time. But that's it for today.
Cliffhanger!
Yay!
Cliffhanger!
The big hanger, yeah.
Actually, you're not because you're not me. Just saying. But yeah, that was it for today's story time. You know, as usual, thank you so much for watching and supporting us. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you in our
live Friday or Saturday. Tomorrow is Friday already, you know?
I know. We will see you in our live tomorrow, Friday.
You sure?
Friday, 6 p.m.
You sure?
Mommy.
Tomorrow night this thing in...
Yeah, but Saturday I'm also doing something.
Okay, tomorrow.
So tomorrow 6 p.m. guys. Bye.
Bye.